Why is the p-value important in statistics? Have you ever wondered how scientists and researchers determine if their findings are truly significant? One key tool they use is called the p-value. So, why is the p-value important in statistics? Let's break it down. At its core, the p-value helps assess how compatible the data collected is with a specific assumption known as the null hypothesis. This hypothesis usually states that there is no effect or no difference in the situation being studied. In simpler terms, it helps researchers figure out if the results they observe are likely due to random chance or if they indicate a real effect or relationship. When researchers conduct an experiment or study, they collect data and calculate the p-value. This value quantifies the probability of obtaining results at least as extreme as those observed, assuming the null hypothesis is true. A small p-value suggests that such results would be unusual if the null hypothesis were correct. This leads researchers to consider that the null hypothesis may not hold true, making the alternative hypothesis, claiming there is an effect or difference, more plausible. Typically, a threshold of 0.5 is used. If the p-value is below this number, the result is considered statistically significant. This means the data provide enough evidence to question the null hypothesis. However, it is important to note that the p-value does not measure the size or importance of an effect. It simply indicates how surprising the data are under the null model. Understanding p-values is essential in interpreting statistics in everyday life. Numbers and data influence many decisions, from medical research to policymaking to business strategies. For example, when testing a new medicine, a low p-value can indicate that the observed improvement is unlikely to be a random occurrence. This supports the medicine's effectiveness. However, it is vital to consider other factors, like the size of the effect and the study's design, to avoid misleading conclusions. In the cultural and historical context of numbers, the p-value represents how numbers help us make sense of uncertainty and variability in the world. It turns raw data into meaningful information by providing a tool to assess evidence and make informed decisions. This role highlights the power of numbers not just as abstract symbols but as instruments revealing patterns and truths in complex phenomena. The p-value acts as a statistical compass pointing to whether observed data align with chance expectations or suggest real effects. This helps society interpret the meaning behind numbers in research and daily life, guiding decisions that can impact health, policy, and business. Understanding the p-value is a step toward better interpreting statistics and making informed choices based on data.